All right, today we are going to be doing a demonstration on the layout and machining of the AJAC C-Clamp project. This again is a little bit of an advanced replica of it. However, we're going to be taking this piece of aluminum and this piece of all thread, and we are going to be creating this clamp. So if you will look at this print, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be machining the block down to a 1/2 inch thick, and the overall width of the clamp is going to be 3.5 inches, while the height of the clamp, if it's setting on the side, is going to be 2.5 inches. We're also going to be machining 3 45-degree corners, leaving the top arm square that the thread is going to be going through. We're also going to be machining on the base 45-degree angles, so if you want to hold something that's cylindrical or you need a little bit extra grip, that's going to be there for you. So this is the threaded piece that's going to be going through. We're going to make this piece 3.5 inches long. It's going to be made out of 5/16 18 UNC standard all thread, and then we're actually going to turn the end down so that way you have something nice to clamp onto. So what we have here is this block is currently set in a vise on a Bridgeport manual mill. We have a parallel directly under the hard jaw side of the block, and then we have a pusher, which is a cylindrical piece that basically pushes this in one single contact point up against the hard jaw. That is so that we can machine this face perfectly perpendicular to the face that's getting pushed up against the hard jaw. So I'm going to go ahead and start machining this face. Sweet. 683. What that does is it allows me to figure out where I'm at, reset this thing, so I know if I go down 183, then I'm right at 1/2 inch. So 3.790. This side will go 3.5. know about where I want to be. So we can do up the table, going up 3/4 of an inch. After doing that, I'm coming over and I'm establishing that one arm right there. I'm going to go over here, and then I need to take, this is a radius of 120, so I need to go up 120 from here. 50, 120. I'm going to drop it back to 750. I'm going to do the same thing right here. $120. I'm only going to go out a little bit for that one. And then this one was always been a thing, but it's 752. And then this one is also 750. Now we need 1 inch from here wide. There's 8, 9, 1 inch. That's actually going to be right here. It should be 5, so that's 6, 7, 50 plus 120. So we need these marks to go all the way across. Replacing these holes. with this punch. Right in that. Same thing. I'm just doing this so I don't have to center drill this. All right, there you go. So now you can kind of visually see how that clamp's going to look. Yeah. Layout's so important because if you know how to do it, you can cut your times down by a ridiculous amount. So now we're going to be inserting the 5/16 18 hole into the part. And for this purpose, you want the hole to be on center line of this arm right here. So the way that you achieve that is actually there's a multiple amount of ways to achieve it. However, what I'm going to be demonstrating today is taking a piece of round pin or material stock, making sure that I'm away from the clamp, and then I'm going to use a 2/1000 shim to place in between here. I'm going to go until I feel it pinch the shim stock against the face of the clamp. As soon as I feel it pinch, I'm going to remove the clamp, remove the shim stock, and I know that I am 2/1000ths away from that face, so I'm going to raise my tool up. I know that this is a 3/8 pin, which means the center line of that pin is going to be 0.1875. I'm then going to center myself on the pin by moving over 187 thousandths and 5/10. Now I know I'm in a direct center line on this face of the part. I'm going to now do the same thing from this side. I'll do it from the front so it's easier for you guys to see. So insert the shim stock. I feel it clamp. I'm going to back off just a hair and reclamp. Now I know it's setting right up against the shim stock. I'm going to lift the pin up, move over 2/1000ths. Then I'm going to move over 187 thousandths again. So now, just as the other face, center line of my pin is directly in line with this face of the part. So basically, this and this face are my X and Y 0. So in order for me to put our threaded hole in, I'm going to drill and tap a 5/16 18 hole, and it has to be 250 down and 2 inches and 125 thousandths from the edge, or other words, 2 3/8 of an inch away from the face. So we're going to go over an X 3/8 of an inch this way, and then we're going to go in 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going back to 0 on my X. So 187 thousandths, we're right at 0. And 187 thousandths in Y, we're at 0. So I'm going to 0 this up on Y and 0 this up in X. So the point of this spindle for the mill is directly in line with this point on the clamp. So now I'm going to go in 125 thousandths, which is half of the thickness of the clamp. Doesn't have to be completely exact. And then I'm going to go, my mistake, I'm going to go in another 125 thousandths because we need to be on direct center line at 250. So here you have the completed C-Clamp. So just as a recall, we machined the block down. We drilled these holes. After we drilled these holes, we cut it out on a bandsaw to get this profile. Then we milled out the interior of the C-Clamp. After that, we set these up on their edges, put 45s on the corners as well as 45s on this face. And then after that, we took care of the lathe work, which was basically us cutting up all thread, turning a small clamping diameter right here, as well as putting this through hole in. And then we also covered making your own handle out of a simple pin, such as a dowel pin or a piece of drill rod. So then we just smash these ends once we put it through, and that is your completed C-Clamp.